everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Ladies Podcast Edition 28. Obviously, things look a little bit different today. It's been an afternoon of just figuring it out, but Tracy is not feeling well today, so she is taking the evening off, and I have Katie Wells joining as
Hi.
our fill-in co-host. How's it
So
going?
excited. Good. How are you?
Good. How's things going out in the Newfoundland region?
Oh, not too bad. Our open zone qualifying finishes, I think this Sunday everybody's finishing. And then it's right into the heights of practicing for our provincials in March. I think it's Paddy's Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all fun and exciting.
Lots going on. This is like the time of year where everything just starts to ramp up. Like I feel like my feet are never 100% underneath me between all of the things going on. I know here in Alberta, we have all of our open qualifyings this weekend. And then next weekend is our Youth Challenge provincials. I know for our zone, for Alberta, and then for a lot of other provinces as well. So that's going to be right after that. And then it's just like one thing after another.
Another.
It's going. Yeah. It's when I text Tracy and let her know who her replacement was for the evening, she said, it's the Katie show. So everybody's in for a treat tonight. This week we kind of have like a pro league themed, I guess we could say, show. We have some ladies who bowl pro league from all over the country. And some of them are newer to the pro league scene. Some of them have been around for a couple of seasons. We have one of the managers joining us. So it'll be nice to just kind of get everybody's take. You also bowl pro league, Katie?
I do. With the Rock and Rollers.
Season? The Rock and Roller. You guys are having a great season.
Yeah, our season's going really well so far. Can't say many complaints, which is nice.
Yeah. We're solid, but like we're not great yet. We're waiting for our greatness to just happen, but it's not quite there yet.
We also don't have very many games left. We have a majority of our season done. I think we only have 4 games left, maybe.
Right, like your season and ours is like basically completely flopped because we've just played 4 games at this point.
Yeah.
Sitting 500, and then hopefully the next few games kind of pick it up a little. We've lost some close ones, so. But so it'll be nice to kind of get a feel of how people's pro league seasons are going from across the country. We can even pull in our first guest now, all the way from the eastern side over in PEI. Hey, Sherry.
Hello.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's good. It's going pretty good.
Are you guys getting the snow and cold weather like the rest of Canada?
Yeah. We had a lot of rain, but so far we're getting quite a bit of snow. So we had a snow day on Monday, which was kind of nice. But yeah.
I'm always so jealous when I hear that there's snow days. The district I work for school, they refuse to close the schools down just in case like a family doesn't hear about it and they drop their kid off. So like we're required to be there. It could be minus 50 in a blizzard, and whoever can make it to the school is there.
Sometimes we hardly get any snow at all, and they could just cancel school.
Oh.
Like, they just don't trust the roads here.
The dream.
Same way.
So you are one of the members of Pinsanity, PEI's pro league team. This is your first season?
Yeah.
How are you liking it so far?
It's definitely a different experience for sure. Like being virtual and stuff, I know I'm more so of a people person, so I like to talk with people and socialize. So with seeing everybody kind of virtual, it's definitely different. But so far, we're having fun with it. We're just pretty much like a big family here, so we all know each other, and we all bowl the same bowling alley most of the time. So yeah,
that's awesome.
It's going good.
Yeah. Are you? Oh, go ahead.
No, you can go right ahead.
I was going to say, are you guys, like you guys did a roll-off to get onto your team, correct?
Yeah. So, I can't remember. I think we bowled 8 games or something. So last year I did try out, but unfortunately, like my sister had an accident, so I couldn't bowl the second half. But this year we bowled, I can't remember if it was 8 games or not.
But that sounds
anyway,
right.
Yeah, it was a while back now, but so I believe I finished 5th or 4th. I can't remember.
Nice.
But yeah, it was
That's
basically
awesome.
the same as our open qualifier. So we just basically rolled, and wherever we placed, if we came in the top 8 or whatever, then we went. So we took 3 women and 3 men or something, and then it was the 2 next highest pinfalls to justify our team.
Cool.
Nice. So tell us about your team, who's on it, that sort of thing.
Okay, so we have me, Ian, Mary Jo, Nick McCrae, John, Amy, Scott, and Valerie Kneebone is our manager. And we also have my brother on the team this year as well. So he's fresh out of YBC. So this is definitely a whole new experience for him as well. So this is his last year. But he's kind of used to it from bowling Youth Challenge last year virtually.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, so we're all just kind of vibing together and just hoping for the best.
For sure. It's definitely a different feel when it's just your team in the bowling alley. You have the cameras on you. Like, it's not easy to get that experience from somewhere else because there's really no other tournament that's like that.
For sure. Yeah, we definitely struggle with it being quiet, meaning I know we can be noisy at the open. Just no matter what we hit, we're always like excited for each other. So just being quiet is definitely kind of a struggle for us, especially when people are trying to concentrate. But other than that, it's all good.
As we kind of transition into open as well, because you just made the PEI ladies team for open qualifying to go to nationals in Regina. Is that right?
Yes.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. So for the open qualifier, we bowled 16 games. So we bowled in 2 houses. So we bowled in Summerside, but unfortunately the lanes were breaking down way too much. So we only got 6 games in through the day.
Oh, no.
So then the following weekend we had to bowl 10 games plus our step ladder final. So I ended up coming 3rd, and I did run the step ladder. So I played against Veronica, and then I bowled against Shakira. I did lose against Shakira, and still made it on the ladies team. So it was pretty good.
That's awesome.
Averaged about 220, but it's not great. The pinfall was quite difficult. A lot of head pins and corners being left behind. But that's typical for Charlottetown. So
For sure. I'm so jealous that like both of you are already like
done.
We know we're going.
yeah.
I haven't even made like the local team yet. Like, oh man.
It's definitely weird because we have so long to wait. Like, we finished in November, so now it's just a waiting game.
Waiting for sure. Is this you've made the open last year though, didn't you, Sherry?
Yeah. This would be my 4th open.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I've been on the ladies team each year.
Nice. Do you have like a favorite memory from open or favorite like nationals that you went to?
I wouldn't say open, but going back to YBC, it would probably be winning my silver medal.
Nice.
Meaning that PEI, not many of us bring home medals, so it was definitely a big accomplishment, not just for me, but for the island. So, yeah.
Definitely.
But other than that, I haven't really had too many big accomplishments besides that, but
No, that's awesome. Is your team going to do anything to prepare? I know you guys just finished your qualifying, but like, are you starting to look at practicing or team bonding things?
We haven't decided on anything yet. We're mostly just bowling our leagues. I think we're kind of waiting until maybe February or mid-February just to kind of see where everybody is at and then kind of come together. We're not too sure who our coach is yet either, so we have to kind of justify that as well.
Yeah. Do you guys, when you're picking your coaches, is it like, I know in Alberta, people put their names in and then we pick from like that pool. Is that kind of how it works? Like, I don't know, even for you guys in Newfoundland, like how does that work for picking your coaches?
Basically, well, we have I wouldn't say we have a large amount of variety of coaches here. It's a lot of the same coaches that go every year. But typically, we'll just ask somebody if they want to coach us rather than throwing everybody's name in a hat.
For sure.
And sometimes, if people decide not to go, they may want to go as a coach instead. So we just kind of ask them, and if they say yes or no. But
Yeah.
We do kind of the same thing, mainly for like within the zones. They'll stick with somebody from that zone, like a coach from there. But we just ask, and if they want to do it, they can.
Nice. Yeah. It's interesting to me how all the provinces and like the Maritimes and everything kind of does things the same, but just like a little bit differently.
Different.
Everybody
yeah.
kind of has their own little way of
Little
doing
thing.
it. Yeah. So other than like Open Pro League, are you playing any other events this year?
We do. I know that I'm pretty sure it's the Youth Challenge. If not, it's the YBC team is doing a Strike 13. I know other provinces call it No Tap and all these other different names. But other than that, sometimes we go to New Brunswick for a cash tournament in Gagetown. And then we kind of do like little tournaments with them. But there's not many other big tournaments that go on in the island, unfortunately.
Right.
And then we just have our casual leagues. Like I bowl in Charlottetown Wednesday and bowl in Rustico on Friday nights. But other than that, it's pretty easy going. We just not many tournaments going on, unfortunately, for us to take part in.
Yeah. Which kind of has like its benefits, but then also its drawbacks.
For sure.
You get a little bit of like downtime away from every weekend being in a bowling alley.
It's definitely exciting for the Open qualifier to come around for us because it's so many games. And then we don't bowl that many games again until we go to the Open. So
Yeah, I guess, hey, that makes sense. Yeah. So do you guys use Pro League? Because a lot of the people on your Pro League team are the ones that are also making the Open Nationals as well.
Yeah.
So do you use that kind of as like a practice, or is that just a whole other event that you focus on in a different way?
That's just kind of a whole other thing for us. I mean, we all kind of know our own tactics and like how we go away from things. But definitely if we're struggling, we kind of help out one another. But yeah, they're kind of two different things altogether. Yeah, for sure.
This one's a question for Katie.
Yeah, we had one on Sunday, our first one.
Sunday. Wow. Getting ready. Everybody's going to Regina. Regina was my first Open Nationals. That was like the first time in the adult worlds that I like did something was Regina. I can't
I went
remember
to
what we did
Regina
there.
once in YBC. It was like 2011. I was a bantam.
Yeah.
I've never been, so this is going to be interesting.
Which provinces did you go to nationals in?
I've been in every province, I believe, except for Saskatchewan. Because my first Open was in St. John's in Newfoundland.
Okay, so Newfoundland.
Nice.
And then I forget where the second one was. And then I was in Edmonton. And then this one.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Edmonton was right after St. John's,
Okay.
then Edmonton, then Ottawa, Ottawa last year.
Ottawa.
Okay.
And then now this will be
year,
Regina. Yeah. Traveling all over.
I've been mostly all over with YBC first. But
Fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
there would have been a lot of travel for YBC.
Yeah.
Which provinces do you still need to hit, Katie?
BC. I haven't bowled in PEI, New Brunswick, or Nova Scotia.
Mm-hmm.
But BC is the only one for
Like a nationals or something.
Yeah.
All I have left is Quebec.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for like where they host like events.
Yeah.
Like I haven't obviously bowled in PEI either, but I mean
Yeah.
the odds of me getting out there is a little bit more tricky, so it'd be on my own time. But for tournaments and stuff, the only one I'm missing now is Quebec. So
I almost wish we had a bigger center to host
Yeah.
nationals here, just because PEI
Yeah.
is such a nice place in the summertime for sure.
That would be such a draw too. Like the same way that when
yeah.
when we do our open qualifying here out west, when it's in Newfoundland or even Quebec, like our numbers for qualifying go way up because everybody wants to like have a chance to get out to Newfoundland or out to the east coast. So if PEI were hosting a national event, like our numbers would be so high. Yeah, everybody would be wanting to play. It would be a lot, but that would be really cool. Well, do you have any goals or anything that you are thinking ahead for the rest of your season or for Pro League as you move forward?
I haven't really thought about it, to be honest with you. I've been focusing a lot on school, so I wouldn't say I push bowling to the side, but I've definitely been struggling with picking up my pins. And
It's harder to focus.
My feet tend to get quite fast, so it's hard for me to catch my body up for sure. But no in particular goals that I have set. Yeah.
Well, I know that I went through the whole process of like school while bowling, and I'm pretty sure it's like one of those things that lots of people struggle with. But the fact that you're able to still stay in it and make those teams is impressive. Because I know for me, I took time off. I was like, no.
Sure. And
I can't do it.
That the bowling alley is only 2 minutes away from my dorm room too. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, nice.
Well, thanks so much for taking a little bit of time to join us and chat with us about what's going on out in PEI. And good luck the rest of the Pro League season. And hopefully we'll see you at Nationals.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you guys will. All right, we'll see you later.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. All right, we're gonna like hop all the way to the other end of the country now. We're like bouncing back and forth because then after that we go all the way back to the east. But yeah, we're leapfrogging around today, but that's okay. I like cut myself off. I pressed the button too soon. Hi, Morgan.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So for those that don't know, this is Morgan. She plays over on the Pinslayers over out of, where are you guys playing now?
We're at a Duncan.
Duncan Lanes in BC. So tell us a little bit about Pro League.
It's only my second year bowling out of it. So I think it's fun. It's definitely a lot different to what I like grew up in, which is the more like traveling around to different houses and bowling in the big like YBC tournaments and JPC and all that. But yeah, it's cool. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this season 2, you joined the Pinslayers, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Season 2, and you averaged like 283 and took 5.5 points.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then season 3 averaged 245 and still took 5 points. And this season you're having a great season. Another like 263, 264 average for the season so far.
Yeah, I actually hadn't looked at my average just because I didn't think I was doing that well.
Sorry. You're trying to,
no.
You're trying to keep that a secret.
No, it's all good. I'm working on the mental game, so I just kind of, blissfully aware or unaware.
Unaware. Just going through it.
Yeah.
So you guys had to switch centers, right?
Yeah.
How did you find that?
I think it was a little harder than what we expected, just because Brechin was such like a big important place for a couple of us.
Yeah.
And like the lane, we were spoiled at Brechin. Ray took really good care of the lanes and everything. And then Duncan is also a good house. It's great, but it's definitely a lot more, or a lot less forgiving with some of the hits. So like you could hit the side of the head pin and just clunk the head pin out. But yeah, I think aside from just losing a house on the island, it was all right. Nothing too like like too hard to change from. Like it's
Right.
just different effects of different houses. It's nothing really too hard to not
that
get
makes
used to.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you find the like format of Pro League? With like just the one lane going, the cameras going?
I really like it actually. I find it a lot less anxiety inducing, I guess.
Oh.
So I can just like shut down, focus on my game, focus on my team. And I don't even have to like pay attention to the scores if I don't want to, kind of thing.
Right.
So it's a lot easier to get in that zone, I find.
Yeah. It's interesting. We did a show like this last season of Pro League where we brought in some women from Pro League from all different teams. And I'm pretty sure every single one of them was like, I find it so nerve wracking. But like, it's also, when you put it that way, like, you can just focus on yourself. You're not like watching the scores beside you because they're right there. You're not seeing the energy of the person beside you and like having that kind of mess with your head or mess with your game a little bit. So it's interesting to see because like some people go the other way and they're like the cameras, all the focus on me, like it's a lot of pressure. But then on the flip side, maybe not so much, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of ignore the camera. Like once, like ours is kind of like set up out of the way where it's like just enough to like, you don't have to stare at it.
Right.
So yeah, you just go up just like your bowling league or throw in a couple practice balls and yeah.
Yeah. Who else is on your team?
So there's Carol, Kim, Nathan, Michaela, Sean, Adam, and myself, and then Yvonne's our coach.
Right. And how does like, do you guys do anything outside of Pro League to just kind of like bring everybody together, or is it mostly just show up on Sunday morning?
Mostly just show up on Sunday morning. We do, most of us do bowl Thursday nights together in Duncan. So we've got that kind of bonding. And then we've actually started, some of us have actually started going out for ice cream after and like hanging out that way.
Nice.
So nothing like, oh, we go out for dinner or whatever. It just kind of, when we see each other, we see each other kind of thing.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you play other events out on the island?
I do, yeah.
Open, Masters, things like that?
Yeah, we just had our open trial last weekend.
Okay.
So we've got our team, we've got our coach. We have the islands, which is like the valleys on the mainland, if you guys have heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had trials for that yet, but that's, I think, a couple weeks before the open for us. I'm also doing the Masters this year, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I don't know for BC, do they do the same? Like Alberta, we do 3 qualifying weekends, and each weekend has 2 different events in it. So there's like 6 total, and you drop your lowest 2. Is that kind of how BC does it as well?
For the open?
Yeah, or for Masters.
Oh, for Masters. Yeah. We do the 6 sets, and then we drop our lowest 2. So I think it's the same.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
We do
sense.
too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. And do you have a preference of like which event is your favorite to play?
I think singles is my favorite, but last year definitely might have changed my mind a little bit because my team was so great last year. Like just not strictly like bowling wise, but like the way we came together was so amazing and like changed my view of how a team could be. I mean, I'm partial to singles, but team's also good too.
For sure. That's awesome.
And then mixed team is always fun, but I never get the chance to go on mixed team for the open or anything. So
I was in my mixed team era last year and I loved it.
it's so fun. Like the mix is just great. Like it's a lot of fun.
It
Yeah.
always looks like everybody's having the time of their life.
Like
Right?
Yeah, our mixed team was like Adam Weber and I as like the old people on the team, and it was like all of our children, even though that's what our team said, even though Kemp is like just as old as me. And Weber and I would sit there and just bicker back and forth, and the whole time they're like, Mom and Dad are fighting again. But it was definitely like, it was the only time I played on a mixed team, and I loved it. Like, it was so fun. Just the different dynamic that like being on a team with the guys too brings.
Yeah.
Right? A whole different dynamic.
Yeah. And it just like, in my, like for me, when I think about it, like it just, I enjoy playing events that are mixed just because I feel like I can feed off some of the intensity of the guys that sometimes like the women are intense too, don't get me wrong, but like it's a different intensity. And I think sometimes the men just, they're louder about it. And it's easier to feed off of that sometimes. And I like that. So it was fun to play with them instead of just against them.
Totally.
Yeah. When you're looking at your season, what kind of goals or things have you set for yourself as you look forward to the rest of the year?
Goal-wise, it's mostly like mental game. I've kind of let go of it a little bit, and I want to get that mindset back that I can do what I know I can do. I also need to be a little bit nicer to myself into regards like life and bowling wise, but definitely head game, get that back, get back to being competitive, and just enjoy the sport. And like, it's just a game at the end of the day. So
for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. Like just enjoying it, because at the end of the day, like it is just bowling. As much as we all love it and it's our life, it's just bowling.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's so much easier said than done.
I know. It really is.
There are days I walk into the bowling alley, I'm like, I am not having fun now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. When at TPC, one of our youth players in Edmonton asked me, "Have you ever been happy outside of a bowling alley?" I'm like, some days I can't remember the last time I was happy inside of a bowling alley. So like, yes, I have been. But it's nice when you see people who just like genuinely love the sport and love to play. And
yeah. And you totally feed off that too. Like last year at the Open, we were one of the teams where we just had such a great energy, where we were against another team that was kind of like dying a little bit, like momentum wise, and we like brought them in and like started cheering with them, and we just brought their energy back up. And it's really cool to see how like anybody with that little bit of energy can just boost the next person, and it like becomes just like, what's the word I want? Infectious. Yeah, it's really cool and a lot of fun.
Yeah. Does that kind of align with your goals of the season, Katie, of like just trying to get back to it being a good time?
Yes, definitely.
I could kind of see it on your face when she was saying it, and you're like,
yeah. The last couple of years, I haven't been doing what I don't want to say expect myself to, but like, I guess expect myself to.
Yeah.
So I think if I get back to the root of like actually enjoying it, it will make my life a lot easier.
That's where I'm at too. Like, I'll leave the bowling alley. I'm just like, oh, I didn't hit this expectation that I had for myself. And it's like way over my head expectation wise. I'm like, I need to be realistic about this. And I look at my games, I'm like, okay, you're averaging 7 to 8 hits a game. You're on the middle. It's going to get better kind of thing, which is easier said than done again. But
because once you get that consistency of hitting all the time, then you just have to make little refinements.
Totally. It's just tweaks. Like little things. Yeah.
Yeah. It's frustrating that this is a game where you're required to hit the middle, but then if you hit the middle too well, it's not so good.
Yeah, you get some gnarly hits.
100%. Is there been any bowling alleys that you just like love playing at, that you, from times that you've been traveling around the country, that just stand out to you?
I'd say like for my first nationals was 2015 for me for the open singles.
Where was
And
it?
it was, I think it was Oshawa, and I think it was Nabs.
Nebs.
I can't remember the full name. Nebs.
Nebs. Yeah.
But they had like 40 lanes or something. I'm like, this is insane. Like, and they had like a whole fun park and everything, and I was just blown away by it. But that house was really fun to bowl in. One on the island that I really enjoyed is Port Hardy. They got a couple of Brecon lanes, old lanes. They're going to be put in that there. So a little piece of our bowling home kind of spread throughout.
That's kind of nice to like bring
really
it into
nice.
the new home.
Yeah. But yeah, specifically wise, I don't really have like, I have fun memories of places, but there's no like number one fun place, if that makes sense.
Right. Nebs is great. He wouldn't recognize it now. It's changed a bit. It is outrageous, the things that they have
ridiculous.
done in Nebs. There is
Oh, really?
like a full 18-hole mini golf course, a giant like play structure with an airplane that's like the Madagascar airplane that like it
That's
is
insane.
wild. It is wild. So if you get a chance to go back to Nebs, I highly recommend it. It was my first time there last year in the summer, and my eyes, I
It was
think,
a lot of fun.
it was
A lot of fun.
Okay, I gotta go back then.
You gotta go back. You gotta go back. Do you have a favorite center, Katie?
Not particularly. I'm kind of the same way. Like I have memories, but there's not really. I'm a bit biased to Paradise that's here, just because I threw my 450 there.
Yeah.
And I guess Plaza because I worked there and did YBC.
And you have to say that or you're fired.
Yeah, pretty much. Jamie will kill me.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Fair. That makes sense. Well, thank you so much for taking some time tonight to join us and talk a little bit about just like Pro League, the season, all types of bowling things. Hopefully, provincial. Because when's your provincials for Open?
It's Easter weekend.
Easter week. Okay, so same as Alberta. So hopefully that goes well as you lead up to
Thank
it.
you.
And that your Pro League season
Good luck.
continues to be fantastic. And we'll
Thank
see you
you.
soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. All right. We are popping back over to the East Coast. This might be your favorite guest of the night.
It might be.
It might be. You also might have to say that because she is the only
Definitely
one who would
not.
not have to cross any bodies of water to like hurt you.
Really not biased.
We'll bring her in. Hello, Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
Oh, wait. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. I was just
There we
going
go.
to say, hopefully, I better be Katie's favorite guest.
You don't have a choice.
10 minutes away from me.
I loved when we asked if you wanted to join our podcast tonight, and the first thing I got back from her, you don't know this yet, Katie, but the first thing I got back from her is, Amy would kill me if I said no.
And she would. Definitely she would. Well, I thought tonight I was going to have to bail, but because she's not feeling the greatest.
Oh, no.
But I'm here. She wouldn't let me miss it.
She wouldn't
She
let
messaged
you.
me and she was like, I told Mom I would kill her.
Yeah.
My boss just texted me as a little bit of a side note and said, did you really just say Paradise, Katie?
I told you, you have to say it. You have to say Plaza Bowl. Welcome to the show. This is Andrea Harris. You are the manager of the newest Pro League team, the Storm Strikers, correct? How are you enjoying managing a Pro League team? Oh, wait. We lost your audio. 1 second. I wonder if your microphone got unplugged. It was working. It was working. We could hear you. We'll give her a second, see if we can get it figured out here.
Amy to the rescue.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have Amy sitting right there. She can tell her to, like, plug it in, plug it back in again. So while we wait for Andrea, so Andrea is one of our newest expansion teams in the 5PL Pro League. Let's see if it works now. No. Why isn't it working? No. This is the joys of our live shows. Sometimes tech things go on. Still not. I wonder. My end it looks good. So it's definitely something over there. I wonder if you try unplugging the headphones and just using the iPad mic instead of the headphone mic, if it might work. You may have to leave the studio and then come back in if that's the case. I would try that. Maybe exit out of StreamYard and then come back in. See if
She hear us, I wonder?
I don't know if she can hear us or if I'm just talking. Oh, she can hear us. Okay. I would exit out and then click the link again and come back in and see if that helps. While she's doing that, so she is part of our expansion team. So in the summertime, when things were taking a look at the schedule, trying to see how to make the scheduling easier for all the people behind the scenes, Tim and everybody who works on the schedule, they decided to add a couple more teams. So for those of you who don't know, there was a tournament in the summer, the expansion tournament, where I think there was like 8 different teams that all decided. Yeah, there was like a team from Quebec, Newfoundland. There was another one from Alberta, like Northern Alberta. There was another one from BC, I believe, a Saskatchewan team. There was
might have been
few.
1 or 2 from Manitoba as well.
I believe so, yeah. And so they all played, I think it was a 4-game or 3-game qualifying set where they tried to get basically just as many points as they could, and it went based on pinfall. And so one of the teams that made it in was the Quebec team, the Rebels. The Rebels, yep. Let's see if this works here. Do we have you back? Oh no, it's not working. Oh no. Oh no. That's so strange that it was working
and
then all of a sudden it was not. I'm gonna text tech support and see if I can get any hints. But so, and then the other team that made it in was the Storm Strikers. So on that team, I'm just going to pull up who's even on that team now. You might know some of them, Katie?
So it's Brittany Whitten, Erin Morey, Stephen Brown, Stephen Woods, Ray Dunphy, Chris Harris, Andrew Dunn, and Dave Hand Jr., I think.
Wow. I'm impressed. I think you got them all. Andrew Dunn, Stephen Brown, Ray Dunphy, Stephen Woods, Brittany Whitten, Erin Morey, Chris Harris, and Dave Hahn.
Yeah, I got it.
My tech people are saying, unplug your headphones, leave them unplugged, leave the studio, come back in without them unplugged, or like without them plugged in, and we might just be able to get you on iPad audio. Try that. And then so far, like they seem like they've been having a good time though. Have you heard anything from them? Like you guys are kind of sister teams out there?
No, they seem like they're having a lot of fun from what I can tell. I know that a lot of them were messaging like a couple of us before the season started to try and like kind of get a feel. But I know that they have been like doing things as a team together, and like they were practicing a lot kind of beforehand. They've gone out for drinks, like the whole shebang. So
yeah. Ugh, it didn't work. Oh no. We could read her lips. Use sign language. We'll translate it. She's gonna try.
I heard a little bit of Amy tries there.
Maybe we're trying. Oh, hello.
No, that work?
Yay! It works. I'm gonna pull this one out.
Okay.
We got you. So we kind of gave the background of your team a little bit while we were waiting for you. But
Thank
welcome
you.
To the show.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying being a team manager?
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah. How are you finding not having the other team that you're playing like right beside you while you're trying to make decisions of what's going on?
Well, for me, I've been wearing headphones and listening to what I'm watching the whole time. I find it it's harder with the team because sometimes you just want to go to watch it, right? And you're going to an iPad, and it's almost too much focus on another iPad than on the game.
100%.
But we're slowly coming out of that, getting away from the iPads and concentrating on the game itself.
For sure. It'd be interesting to poll all of the managers across the league and see how many of them like are listening to the commentary while the match is going on.
I do.
Shane does not.
Shane does not?
Shane does not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
there's
true.
also
He's
that
like
too.
a bowler
We
player.
don't usually have the sound on.
I
It's
think
very rare that we'll keep the sound on.
Yeah, I think Harvey does. Because, like, Harvey, we also have, he's in Calgary, we're in Edmonton, but we have him on an iPad, and sometimes I can hear the commentary through, like, his setup. So I think he does listen to it, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
It's good because just the other day, Chris was standing in the way of the camera, and I heard somebody say, "Oh, Chris is getting in the shot." So I'm like, "Move!"
Get out of the way. Yeah, that is nice. And there are times I know that like when something's gone on, like a scoreboard gets knocked or something and we need a total. And sometimes the commentators will say it, but if the manager's not listening, then it could go a few bowlers before we get the information that's needed.
Yeah.
But and how's the team kind of gelled together? It's a brand new team.
It's a brand new team for the Pro League, yes, but they've pretty much all bowled together for several years. At some point, bowled on teams together, right? The majority of the team are like St. Pat's bowlers, we'll say, but they bowl in different leagues at Holly Lanes, Paz Bowl, Paradise Bowl, so
all over the place. Yeah,
and they've been on open teams together, the majority of them. So
right. You have been kind of coaching a little bit more often from what I've seen in the last little bit, like other things outside of Pro League.
within the last couple of years, yes.
Yeah. How's that going?
I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would, but I think being away from bowling itself, like my own bowling, and you know, the kids kept me in it, of course, but being away from bowling myself, now that I'm more so back into the coaching, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. I never thought. Thanks, Nicole. I'm enjoying it more now than I was years ago, we'll say.
When you were
Because I
playing.
guess when I was younger and I was playing, you know, I didn't want to be coaching. Right now, I didn't mind coaching my kids, of course, but I had a 11-year span where I was away from it, from bowling myself. So,
Are you playing now?
I did last year. I came back and bowled the Open to have a chance to bowl with Amy in her first Open, and we bowled on the mixed team together. But I'm actually injured this year.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, I got a shoulder
good.
injury, so
I guess it's a good thing that you're enjoying coaching too then.
yes.
Kind of like forced into it a little bit, but still like a positive output on it. So that's good.
For sure. And I mean, the people that I'm coaching, you know, they're great people, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Katie, have you had her as a coach yet?
I have not.
No.
Have not.
Not yet. See what the future brings.
Yeah. Fair.
I'll cross
On
my
the
fingers.
sidelines, yes, but not
It's like-
in a tournament or anything.
Right. Yeah.
No.
That would be fun though, to like put those two worlds together a little bit, hey?
Yeah.
What have you, so remind me, because I feel like I've seen you coaching, I don't know what it was though. What was
I
it?
coached the Open men's team last year at Nationals.
That's what it was. Yes. How was that experience?
Amazing. It was amazing, and that's I think that really was the cherry on top to make me say, I'm back into the coaching. I really enjoy it, and I will continue to do it.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I have a question that may affect your household. Who's easier to coach, Amy or Chris?
Can I throw Jason into the
Jason.
mix too?
I like how we've thrown a option C. Always pick C.
Who's easier to coach?
Oh, they're both standing right there.
Yeah, I have
I love it.
we'll stick with Jason.
Jason, yeah, safe answer. Safe
I coached
answer.
Amy at Nationals, YBC Nationals last year. I coached Chris at Open Nationals last year.
Mhm.
So, and I coached Jason a few times at provincials.
Yeah, we'll stick with him.
I'll stick with Jason.
Totally fair. So from like a coaching standpoint, there's lots of people who are starting to get into open qualifiers, youth challenge provincials, qualifying for nationals, lots of things happening around the country. We're always looking for insights from coaches. Like, what is your insight for people? It can be like narrower question. It doesn't have to be like the broad insight for everyone, but like it could be for the youth players or like people who are getting ready for a big event. Like, how would you encourage them getting ready?
Probably to set goals. Start out small and work your way up, and practice. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Set goals. I mean, goals is a big thing. Right?
Katie, how much time do you devote to practice before an event? That face tells me everything I need to know.
Yeah. Can I plead the fifth? Not as much as I should, which is not good, and it's a bad habit. But
I think both Chris and Amy would be an option over Katie Wells in that question. I get it. No one likes to practice. I get it. Nobody likes to practice. It's not as fun as just going out and throwing big games, but
Chris is over here. I do.
okay, well, we found the
Chris
one
lives at the
person in
bowling alley.
Canada.
He's always in
Chris
bowling.
lives at the bowling alley.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that how you and Chris met? Was through bowling?
It was. It was.
Wow, a bowling romance story.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And now 2 kids who bowl. So, well, my whole family bowled.
Successfully too,
Chris
not
is
just
great.
like
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
fun, but like successfully bowl.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. As you look ahead to like the season, what kind of are your goals like as a coach?
Well, right now I've got to sit back and wait for some qualifying to be done. And if I get asked to coach, I'm sure I will not be turning anything down. So,
Fair.
And, open
when is-
qualifying now has, like, Chris is on should be on the men's team, Amy, the mixed team. So
Amazing. Is that qualifier done now or is it
we finish up on Sunday.
on Sunday? Okay. So you're going to kind of have everything finalized the same as like when but no, because I was going to say you guys have finalized the same as like the other provinces, but we're just finalizing our like city. We haven't done provincials yet, not till Easter, but that makes sense.
Our provincials will be in March.
In March. Okay. Is it? Oh no,
So
March.
this is just the zone roll off.
Okay, yes. So that's right. It's only the ladies team that like
Yes. Yes.
does their thing, and then now it's like all the other provinces with like a zone roll off for men's and mixed, and then they go to provincials.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
I'm keeping up. Don't worry. I got it. And where's provincials for you guys?
Paradise Bowl.
Paradise.
Okay,
Yes.
that'll be good. And then hopefully a team chooses you.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully,
Now,
especially
you know, if they don't, I won't be disappointed either because I can be a good cheerleader. So,
fair, and hopefully you'll have lots of people in your family there to cheer on,
yes,
as long
For
as things
sure.
don't go catastrophically wrong. So that's good.
no, I think we're pretty good.
Yeah, fair.
One team or the other.
Yeah, that makes sense. And just kind of one last little thing. Is there like a favorite event that you've had throughout the years?
Coaching?
Coaching or bowling? Could be either.
Favorite event for myself would probably be the 1997 Open. So,
Where was that?
in Calgary.
Okay.
I bowled on the women's team and we finished second. And I
Nice.
also bowled singles and I finished third.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I also bowled with food poisoning. Yeah. So at one point they wanted to take me out of the tournament. And so when I went to my coach and figured I'd say, you know, I'm not well. I'd sit the next game back. No, I started out first, bowling
Of course.
first, very first game.
Of course.
So, yeah,
Who needs a break for food poisoning?
right.
You'll be fine.
And there was like 3 or 4 of us, and I think 3 others were removed from the tournament because they were so
Wow.
sick. Yeah.
Yikes.
So just winning those 2 medals in the same year was nice.
100%.
And I guess I got my coaching would have to be last year with Amy.
Yeah.
So winning the silver medal up at nationals with Amy and Abigail.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure as a coach you will have many more national medals coming your way. The teams in Newfoundland just seem to get stronger and stronger every year, so I'm
Yes.
sure that it will be lots in your future. I'm so glad we were able to get your mic working.
Yes, me too.
Thanks, Amy. And we will hopefully see you soon.
Perfect. Thank you for having me tonight.
Of course. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right. Have a great
Bye.
night. Bye.
All right. We have one more guest. We're bouncing back west again as we continue to pogo all over the country. And we're hitting up someone from Alberta. Hello, Michelle.
Hello. Is
How-
my mic working?
Your mic is working.
Yes. I got new earbuds, so I was
You were-
like,
Please, please, please work.
Yes.
How are things going?
good. How are you?
Good. So this is Michelle Hoyle playing for the Misfits. I'm sure many people know you, though, not from Pro League necessarily, but from many events across Canada, because you've had quite a resume behind you.
Oh, I hope you know what it is because I don't.
So I actually do know some things. So I, as E5 president, I have access to a few things. Before we get into that, though, Pro League. How is Pro League?
I am having so much fun with the Misfits.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you something about your new Crushers logo. Why does it look so much like our Bumble?
Ours is so
Only
much
an
more
angry
menacing.
Bumble.
You know, we've heard this. We have
Do you
heard this.
secretly like idolize us?
We do. Yeah. That's 100%. There's no denying it. As well, it fits with the vibe of all the logos together, because that's one of the things that they tried to do was vibe the logos. So yeah, we've gotten the backlash. We've heard all the things about how our Crushers. I'm just happy that it's not the Grim Reaper anymore. So like,
You know what? Honestly, this one is way better. The Grim Reaper was a little. I used to skydive, and Grim Reaper was all over skydiving. It was Blue Skies, Black Death. Yeah, it's very appropriate there, but not in bowling.
not in bowling. No. No. This one I much prefer to have on my sweatshirt. So like, I'm good with it. We can be like cousins.
Yes.
Misfits Bumble and the Crushers
Yes.
monster can be cousins.
I
This is
will
your
admit, your Crusher is kind of cute.
Thank you. This is your third season with the Misfits.
Is it third?
Third. So I got stats on that too.
Jeebus.
Season 2, you joined the Misfits, and I think maybe injury was involved at that point.
Yeah, that 2022. Yeah.
Yeah, because you only played 20 frames, so I
Yep.
feel like you were coming in off the bench a little bit, helping things out as we went, or as they went. And then season 3, yeah, also calling out the logo. We invited you on this show, I'll have you know. And then season 3, 29 frames, so like as you were kind of coming back in. But then this season, you've already played 45 frames, averaging 231. You're back.
That's terrible, isn't it?
You're back.
But again, so I had the injury in 2022 with my shoulder. Then last January, I fell and fractured my scaphoid in my right hand.
Oh,
So that one's taken a little bit longer.
To heal, yeah.
You know, if I could hold the ball. Honestly, I am bowling better this year. I'm hitting the middle a lot more. Apparently, I need corner pin practice because I suck. So I really need to get out and start shooting at the corners. But yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I am bowling better.
You are bowling better. And you're enjoying things on the team. Who's on your team this season?
Same that we've always had. Myself, Kaylee Mack, Jamie McCara, Brandon Coburn. Oh my God, Curtis
Dunas,
um,
Ron Perry.
Ron Perry, and new this year, Justin Langbrock out of Red Deer. And then, of course, Barry is our manager. And you were talking about wondering how many managers actually listen to the commentary. Barry does.
I know Barry does because he's gotten mad at me before when I've questioned how he wasn't pulling someone. And I like made a comment about it. And the next time I saw him, he's like, "Are you happy? After you said that, I pulled them."
He actually does tell us about those comments.
Yeah, he I don't know if he loved my commentary the one day. But oops. I was just
But yeah,
sharing an
Fun.
opinion. Yeah,
And we do get out and practice before our matches. So
nice. And the team seems like it's a group that's like pretty gelled together, and
yeah, actually it is. It's,
Yeah.
you know, I've been on mixed teams and honestly love bowling on mixed open teams. It's very much like that. Nobody seems to get angry when they get pulled. Nobody seems to get angry if they're benched.
right.
It's like, yep, we're going with that.
Here's what it is. Have you bowled a mixed team, Katie?
No,
Just ladies.
I haven't. Just ladies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because Katie's a really good bowler.
Yeah. Sure. Something like that.
That's
Obviously. I was being serious, but switching over to your general bowling, you were like, you don't know if you have the stats. So I only have open stats,
Okay.
but from Edmonton qualifying, I don't know if you've ever played a zone outside of Edmonton.
Nope.
So Edmonton qualifying,
In fact, I'm sitting in the house that I bought for my father that they bought the year before I was born.
right. You're a lifer. You're
I'm
a
a
lifer. here. Yeah. 23 open teams out of Edmonton.
Wow.
17 ladies and 6 mixed.
Yeah. Okay.
From that, from what I can tell, and I could be wrong on this, 4 nationals with the ladies teams and 1 nationals with the mixed.
No,
Does that
I
sound
think
right?
it's more than that actually.
We can blame Tim for that because I was using his document, so there is a good chance that it's wrong.
You know what? The Misfits did ask me for some info, and I had to go back to the C5 website to find out some stuff.
Right?
Some might be sketch, some might. I'm pretty sure. 2004, they didn't actually have the C5 didn't list the provincial teams,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure that was our ladies team with Heather Wellman, Michelle Gardner, me. Oh, I can't even remember who. God, that was 20 years ago. I think it's. Let me see. 1, 2.
How old were you that year, Katie?
3.
I think it's 3 mixed teams. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 8 teams that I went to nationals with and 1 on singles.
That's awesome.
I
Do you
think
have one that stands out to you as like the best?
I wish Tracy was on here. My first nationals was in 1995, and Tracy was on the mixed team. And this team, I actually think I can remember. It was Tracy, and this was when it was 7 players, not 6. So it was Tracy Boytel at the time, myself, Adele Berniak, Danny Clapp, Randy Clark, Barrett Gamble, and oh Lord, why can't Lynn Howell and Tom Boytel coached us. And we took bronze.
That's pretty good.
But yeah, it
Nice.
was my first nationals, and honestly, you always remember your first nationals, right? Like your
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
car, your first dog. Always.
Right.
So yeah.
Nice. That one's a good one, hey? Michelle was my roommate at my first ever open team that I ever made.
I was a good roommate.
You were a good roommate. You went and bought an inflatable walker to give to our coach.
Oh,
Cisco, yeah. I was like 19 and just like, okay, what do we need to do? So that's a long career. What's kind of kept you motivated through the whole span of it?
honestly, you know what? Friendships.
Yeah.
And it's just a game. So, yeah, you can get angry, or you can walk into a bowling alley anywhere and know a lot of people, right? Or go to a bowling event and know people, whether you're bowling or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's the second time we've heard today that it's just a game. Maybe there's something to this.
Or maybe we need to take it a little more seriously.
Maybe. But I mean, it seemed to have worked for you.
For the
That's
most
true.
part, until you get older. And then things take a lot longer to heal. And I was laughing when you said that you and Adam were the oldest on the team in that. Oh, just wait until a team nicknames you Gigi.
Yeah.
It's going to happen, sweetie. It's going to happen.
The youth of Edmonton told me that I was like Edmonton's bowling mom last year, and I'm like, I am not old enough to be half of your mother, so like, no, wrong. How about not? So if I get grandma, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
leave them behind.
Embrace it.
Yeah. What was like a highlight career moment for you?
Oof.
Oof.
Okay. One year at the Open Trials, and we bowled Bonnie Doon Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
I did not bowl well at Bonnie Doon, my home house. How do I sit in 19th place going into the Bronx? How? And that was when I was actually bowling really well. Came into the Bronx, and okay, I'm gonna.
Oh, she froze. She's gonna what?
There.
I'm on the edge of my seat. She's gonna what? You came into the Bronx.
Came into the Bronx for 10 games and shot 29-30 and ended up in first.
Wow.
I think I won
Wild.
4 single spots.
And the Bronx is not an easy center.
I like it, and I always have.
I like it too. It's like one of those centers you have to be able to pin, you have to be able to get your spares. It's not going to reward bad balls. Like you have to throw a good ball there, but it's not an easy center.
So that's a pretty proud moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, I came home after bowling Bonnie Doon and looked at my dad, and he's like, "Oh, where are you sitting?" I'm like, 19th. He goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm
Valid
going to
question.
Bronx tomorrow." He goes, "You like the Bronx?" And I'm like, yeah, I do. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How would you, or like, what kind of advice would you give? I mean, maybe that is the advice, but what kind of advice would you give to people who are now, like, open qualifying is this weekend? Hopefully, we'll see you there. But what kind of advice would you give to people who are going into maybe their first or one of their early career qualifiers?
You know what? Trust yourself. You're actually bowling this because you're good enough to do this. You trust in your ball, trust in yourself. You know what? There's a lot of bowlers on the lanes that will help you. If they see you're struggling, ask them. Like, what am I doing? Can you watch me? Yes, they have their own game to play, but you know what? They're also there to support. So don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah. I think one thing that I've always kind of thought about is, especially at the open qualifier, there's 6 spots on that team. And if I can help someone take one of those 5 other spots, like obviously I want one for myself and that's my goal, but the other 5 spots, the better the people are on those teams, the more it benefits me in the end. Really. Like, they're the ones who are going to help me achieve goals that I've set for myself that I need help to achieve. And so if I can help someone who's struggling, who I know is going to like bring that team higher, why wouldn't we want to help them? Right?
Yeah, exactly. And these are your friends.
Yeah.
You know, these are people that you see every week at league or at other tournaments. I mean, you want to lift everyone up, right?
Yeah. You guys get that a lot in Newfoundland too, because your team, the people on your team are so close knit that.
Yeah, we see each other like 3 times a week sometimes. So we're all pretty well in the same circle, which is kind of nice because we know, like, if somebody's struggling, 9 out of 10 chances we know kind of how to help them already instead of like having to get to know them, which is really nice.
Yeah. Nice. What is kind of your goals? Are you going to come back to open qualifying at some point?
God, I hope so, as soon as my thumb heals.
Yeah. So next year, we'll see you there.
Yeah, for now, my goal is to pack a suitcase and go to Costa Rica in February, so.
Mm-hmm. Skydiving?
I might do a tandem on the beach. I might just hang out with 200 of my friends.
Yeah, fair.
You know, that, and honestly, I haven't been to one of the beach skydiving boogies since 2019, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I need to see, and these are friends of mine from all over the world, so yeah, it's gonna be fun.
For anybody that doesn't know, Michelle is like a huge skydiver. Like,
I used to be, I don't anymore.
How many jumps would you say you've done?
981.
981. You have to get to 1,000.
You know what? I need to. So if I don't jump anymore, but I can do tandems. The last jump I actually did was a tandem skydive into the Blue Hole in Belize.
Huh.
Yeah. Weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
You're flying over the ocean. There's nothing around you but shark-infested waters.
Just where you want to end up.
It was fun though. Oh, honestly, land in the Blue Hole, boat picks you up, and you get so rum. Cool. You get rum drinks all the way back to Ambergris Bay. So
yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah, so you only have 19 more jumps to go to get to that 1,000.
I know. I could do a few in Costa Rica actually. So
yeah,
but we're landing on the beach, not in the water, so that'll be okay.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the healing goes well and that you actually are able to come back and be at the open with us again soon.
Well, I'll see you on Saturday at 8:00 for registration.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, Dee Dee asked me, and I'm like, of course.
Perfect.
Of course I'll come out and help if I'm not bowling.
Amazing. We can't wait to see you. I'm sure I will not be the only one excited to see you there as well. So, but thanks for taking a little bit of time to chat with us.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of like have a chance to go back through things a little bit.
Go back in time.
Go back in time. Reminisce. Well, we will see you this weekend, and good luck with the rest of Pro League season.
We'll see ya. Thank you.
Bye, Michelle. Bye. All right. You made it through your first show.
I survived.
You survived, and
It wasn't that bad.
Told you.
I definitely had myself worked up a lot more than needed to be.
so for anybody who we asked to come on podcast and you're like, I don't know if I can do it. Here's a testament. She hosted a show and it was not that bad.
It was okay. It was good.
It was good. It was good. So a few little wrap up things. Open qualifying this weekend. If you are having a zone roll off, a provincial roll off, any of those things this weekend, good luck. Good bowling. Hopefully it goes well and those teams are formed. Yeah. It's just bowling.
It's just a game.
It's just a game. We've heard that many times today. It's just bowling. It's fine.
Yeah.
Good luck to those Youth Challenge qualifying. I agree. She did so
Thank you.
well. So well. Youth Challenge or Youth Challenge provincials for a lot of provinces are happening the next weekend. So hopefully we'll have most of our provinces teams that are going to nationals by the beginning of February. So good luck to all those bowlers. I know I will be in Red Deer at the Alberta provincials and
I love Youth Challenge.
chaperoning all those teenagers. Can't wait. Yeah, Youth Challenge is good though. I enjoy it too. And the next Ladies Podcast, February 19th. So can't wait to see everyone then. And thank you so much, Katie, for stepping in.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, anytime. And it was so great to just kind of chat and catch up. And we will see everybody in February. Have a good night, guys.
See ya.